So I just had a really insane Mr. Smith moment the other week. If you're watching this, this is something you're also being called to keep an eye out for moving forward in October 2025. What is a Mr. Smith moment? This is like the character Mr. Smith, Agent Smith from The Matrix. And essentially, this is when you, as the Neo character here, you start shining your light, you start owning your power, raising your vibration, you're feeling really good, and then boom, out of nowhere, some Agent Smith comes to try and take you out, to take you back into the Matrix, to snuff out your light. So my situation happened late at night at the gym, and that alone just feels like such an intrusion because for me, the gym is usually such a safe space and it's somewhere I really go to process things, but not this particular night. So I was at the gym and I was on one of the machines, and I was in just such a high vibration because I'm also working on this creative project that I'm really excited about right now. And in between my sets, I would be on my phone getting downloads for this project. And I imagine like smiling to myself and just being really excited for it. I was also listening to my music. My vibe was high. The next thing I noticed, there's just a man looming over my shoulder to the left here. So I take out my earbud and I was like, yes, sir. And he starts like yelling at me essentially in German. And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, bro. By the way, I live in Berlin, so that's why he was speaking German. And he switches to English and he's like, you're not acting normal. You need to act normal. And I was like smiling at him. I was like laughing almost because I'm like, what is this man talking about? This is insane. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you know what I'm talking about. And then he just stormed off. And it was the craziest thing because just a few days prior, I had been doing intense shadow work on myself. And I had even shared this with a friend, how I recognized such a big pattern for me is that I always just wanted to be normal. I just wanted to fit in with society. I wanted to be normal. I've always just felt like such a weirdo, such an outsider. I went through another layer of integrating that part of me. Of course, there are many layers. I've been working with this pattern my whole life, but yet another layer I had integrated. And then immediately the Matrix sends this Mr. Smith at me to test that. And it was a powerful moment. I almost spiraled, but I was able to turn it around in the end. And long story short, he disappeared, and it's almost like he wasn't even there to begin with. So these Agent Smith moments are real, and they're going to be testing you in the month of October 2025. So if you want to learn more about that, I actually did a full-length video on YouTube, my October 2025 energy forecast. I would recommend checking that out. I also share the full version of the story.